Hi everyone, I'm Greg from Greg's Bass Shed. Today we're going to fix a common problem for bass players, messy fourths, where the notes ring out or sound choppy and staccato. This video will help you no matter what style you're playing, because we always have to play fourths on the bass. By the end of this video you'll be able to play smooth, controlled fourths anywhere on the neck. You can download a free PDF with all the exercises from this video in standard notation and tab by clicking the link below this video in the description. So what are fourths? Well, they're just intervals. We can find them by going up the major scale. Let's start on C. So C is the root note. And we go up the scale 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the fourth. Okay? The fourth will always be on the same fret number. Okay? So if we play C, the fourth is F. And then the next fourth above that is B flat. Okay? Now we can find the fourth on the same string. It's quite a big jump up there. Okay? So C to F. But we're talking about playing fourths on different strings. You'll find fourths in lots of bass lines and different musical patterns, so it's really essential that you have a good fingering pattern to be able to play them. The main issues with bass players playing fourths is they often try to bar them or just use the same finger and hop along, okay? And then that way you'll get short notes. If you bar them, you'll get notes ringing out. So let's use a C major arpeggio to demonstrate what I mean. So you can see it here on the fret diagram. Okay, often bass players will play. Okay, we'll just bar those last two. This kind of comes from guitarists. It works a bit better on the guitar, but on the bass, you'll have notes ringing out. It won't sound very good. Or we'll try to hop. Okay, and that means the notes are clipped short. Sometimes you want staccato short notes, but other times you don't. If you want it nice and smooth and legato, it won't work when you're hopping with these fingers. So the way I play that is I use 2, 1, 3, 4, okay? All right, you don't have to keep your hand in the same position. You can shift, look here. I'm kind of shifting like that. I've got fairly small hands. It's quite difficult to play down the bottom end for some players. You don't want to necessarily just keep your hand in position like that. You don't have to, okay? But if you use 3 and 4, you're much more in control of these notes. You can hold them down for as long as you like, no ringing, and they're not clipped short. So if you've never tried that, try that now, okay? Just pause the video and play it slowly. Or just practice like that, okay? You might find that a little bit tricky if you don't use your pinky usually, but it's worth persisting with. If you do want to use the same finger, then you make sure you just kind of roll it, okay? Like that. In certain situations, I will use one finger for fourths, but not in this situation where it's a bit slower. Another thing to remember is to, if possible, mute the other strings with your spare fingers. So if you look here, I'm kind of muting there, okay? Okay, so when I come off that G string, this finger's muting the G string slightly. So that's another thing to think about. With bass, you want to kind of keep all the other strings that you aren't playing muted as much as possible. You can do that with the left hand and the right hand. Here's a quick exercise that you can use to practice this over arpeggios. All right, so remember when you're playing the fifth and the octave to use 3 and 4. Okay, I'll just play it for you slowly. It's on A. All right, so we're just doing the arpeggio shape on A first. Back down, okay? All right, so finger numbers 2, 1, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you're just going up then down again. Okay, we don't actually play the root note afterwards at the end. Try that with me. 3 and 4 and Right, we move that to D, then E, and then we play this different pattern here. Okay. Right, I'm trying to get as many fourths in there. And then here. So if you just look there, it's the same kind of fret numbers really. 7, 7, 4, 7, 7, 4, 1. Alright? I'll play that slowly. 3 and You now try this exercise slowly. When you can play it, then try it with a metronome or a drum beat. Make sure that you're using these combinations here on the fourths, 3, 4, or backwards, 4, 3, okay, for all fourths. Make sure there isn't any buzzing and the notes you're playing are all at the same volume. If you just look at the tab here, you can see, I've highlighted it, you can see easily where you have fourths because you just have the same numbers next to each other, a string apart, okay? So you can see all those fourths there. If you look at the notation, after a while you'll be able to spot fourths in notation as well. I've also come up with a funk pattern. Have a listen to that now with a drum groove. So this has got a lot of fourths in it. Have a look again at the tab. You can see here I've marked where the fourths are. You can see them with the same fret numbers. All right, it's a little bit more tricky, this one. It's got some muted notes. You can leave those out if you want. Okay. You've got some hammer-ons on the last beat. Okay, you haven't got any fourths in that first bar. And those two muted notes, I'll just play them on the D. You can play the open D. Okay. Hammer on. Alright, I use 1 and 4 here and pinky, but you can use 1 and 3. It's up to you. It's just using the notes of the minor pentatonic without the third. Those notes. I'll just jam that round and round that bar. Join in with me if you want to. 3 and 4 and... And the second bar. Alright. We've got two sets of fourths there. So the first one, okay, with 4, 3, and the next one 2, 1. Okay, so you don't always just use 4 and 3 or 3 and 4. You can use other fingers, okay? 2, 1. Okay, so fourth, which is 3, 4, and then I do 2, 2, 1, 1, 4, 1. I'll just loop that bar, 3 and 4 and... I'll play the whole lick, 3 and 4 and... Okay, Okay, sometimes when I'm playing that first C in the second bar, I'll just play that on 1 and then I'll swap to 1, okay, that bar. Or you could do swap straight to finger 2, it's up to you again. Have a listen to me playing that slowly with drum groove. You now work on this exercise. It's on the free PDF download. The link's below in the description. Well, I hope this lesson helped you to improve the way that you play fourths. It's a very simple lesson, but it's very effective to use these fingering patterns. So hopefully now your fourths will sound smoother, and also you won't have notes ringing out and notes there that you can hear that you don't want. It would be great if you could help me out and hit like on this video, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Leave me a comment as well. Let me know if you want more lessons like this and if you want me to give you some more grooves that have fourths in them. If you felt you got value out of this lesson, you can always buy me a coffee. They're $5. The details on the bottom of the screen or in the description. And don't forget to check out my website, gbshed.com. I've got loads of courses and workshops. I do private lessons and there are loads of free resources over there for you. So check that out. That's gbshed.com. This is Greg from Greg's Bass Shed. Hopefully see you very soon in the next video.